Welcome, my friends. Jeff here from HigherTrustMarketing.com. Happy to have you join us. Hey, beautiful day out here. Not sure what it's like in your neck of the world, but it is awesome weather out here for the Northeast where we live, just outside of my office here. And got done with a coaching call this morning where we really focused on trying to put our fingers on why the 5% or less of businesses actually succeed and why more than 95% don't. And depending on, it seems like that number is skewed for me because we deal with probably 99% of people that struggle and it never happens for them. And it's like 1% that actually where things happen. That said, over the last 10 years, I've had the benefit of dealing with $100 million plus business owners, of being able to coach people that have gone from nothing to more than tens of millions of dollars. We ourselves have been involved in various businesses and successful businesses, and so I wanted to, and we come up, as a collective group, because this is something I've given a lot of thought to, and I have my own interpretation based on all the people we've coached, the hundreds of thousands of people's subscribers, of people in infomarketerzone.com that we coach on a daily basis, all the one-on-one coaching clients, all the people that we've worked with in various capacities to help build up their business and make them explode. But I want to hear from you as well. So I know many of you have unique experiences. You're at different stages of your business. You have a unique perspective on things, and I think as we move through the cycle of growing a business, of that initial thought in our head of what we want to do, and then taking that first step and sort of researching it, figuring out what we want to do, maybe taking a couple of steps forward with some 2 steps back, right? Your perspective changes as you go through that cycle, and I'd love to hear your perspective on this down below as we go through some of these. But I'm going to highlight 4 things that really matter, that really make a difference, and will help people kind of jump from that 95+% into the 5% or less, and get that number higher, because a lot of our clients, for our customer group, that number is much higher. If I had to peg it, over the years we've worked with a lot of people, but it's probably more like 50-50, and the 50% of the people who do succeed, it usually comes down to putting what we're going to talk about today into action and persisting and sticking with it and working the plan. Right? So this is very impactful stuff. It's going to be stuff that can make a huge difference in your life. If you're sitting there with a desire, with a need, even just to start something that's going to work, and no matter how many false paths you've been down, or maybe how many dead ends you've been down in the past, this is going to help tremendously. So let's talk about the first one. Let's throw it out there. The first one I notice is people don't take their business nearly serious enough. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean that they don't, they might have all the seriousness in the world around the desire. They want it bad, right? And they cultivate that desire, and they study other people, they get inspired, they get motivated, they have all the desire in the world. The problem is it's around execution. They don't have the same commitment around execution. They don't take it serious enough. And part of that is probably because maybe they've always been handed a paycheck before. They've had to work a job where they've told what to do every day. Part of it is maybe they just haven't worked at all in an efficient environment. Probably have never worked in an environment where they love what they do, or they're passionate about what they do, or where their customers are dependent on them. So it's very different when you work in that kind of environment. The level of work required, the level of commitment required, the level of discipline required, and certainly the level of persistence required. And so we talked about a few things there. Discipline, being able to break your day down and spend your day, the vast majority of your day, forget about balance when you're starting a business, right? The vast majority of your day needs to be spent on doing the right things. You need to understand what the critical things are for your business. Right? In the beginning, it's getting a handle on your market, understanding desire, understanding want. As you get that, then it's product development. It's getting the perfect products out there tested and getting feedback so you can iterate and then get the products out there. And then it's on execution, on getting the message right, on getting the message as wide as possible, on getting conversions improved, on improving the entire go-to-market process. And then scaling the business is step 4, right? So you need to be 100%, 110% focused on those things, and not checking your mail and learning more and training and having these scattered days where you're spending time, yes, but you're not spending it on the right things. So you need to be disciplined. You need to commit to a schedule and understand the important things that you need to be doing, and spending all of your time on those things and very little time on everything else. And that's the importance of committing 110% to your business, not just to the idea of the business, but to the execution of it, and spending day to day to day to day to day on the important stuff. Look, that fact alone, if you do nothing else, if you just get a better handle on what it is that you have to be doing to succeed in your business, and you commit to spending all of your time, or the vast majority of your time, on those things and work hard at it, you will see tremendous progress in the first 2 to 4 weeks. I guarantee you. Okay, you cannot put that kind of laser focus into a venture and not get immense feedback out of it that will allow you to fine tune your process and then take it into the next level. So commit to working the plan, not just to the idea. Forget about, you can get motivated, you can get inspired, all that kind of stuff. That's great. And maybe you need to fit a bit of that into every day just to keep yourself going, especially in the beginning. That's fine. Allocate 15, 20 minutes to that in the morning. But then get on to doing all the important stuff. Look, it's painful in the beginning. It really is. And sometimes you do a whole lot of things and you don't see very little return. But it's that one return, that one sale, that one piece of great feedback, that one valid test out of dozens that you try that will motivate you better than watching any video or watching anyone else succeed. But you've got to get to that stage. You've got to commit to the painful part to get to that one morsel of greatness that you've produced, and sort of will motivate yourself from that. So second thing, that's enough on that. But critical that you take it dead serious, right? The second thing is being able to balance having a big vision, a big view, a larger view, a long-term view, a wider view of what type of life and business and structure and what type of message and what type of products that you want to bring to the market, being able to balance that with a finite ability to execute on an operational level. Okay, so both of those things are extremely important. And look, it's not natural. We all have our tendencies. Some people will tend to have the big vision. Some people will tend to be more operationally focused. It's extremely rare to be able to dominate on both fronts. So you've got to learn, at least in the short term, to overcome and learn. Mostly you go with your strengths. I get it. But you've also, in the beginning, when everything is you, or if you can bring a partner in, if you can bring someone else in that has what you don't, understand what your strengths are. And then, for the short term, hold your nose, learn what you have to. So let's say you're a big vision guy, right? You're a big vision person, and you understand exactly where you want to go in 5-10 years. You want to know the lifestyle, how you want to serve your market, the type of products you want to offer. That's awesome. A lot of people will never get there. A lot of people they're just looking at the next thing. They haven't got that ability to do that big vision thinking. So you've got the big vision piece, but you've still got to execute. You still got to go and then switch that off and then start doing what you need to do today to be able to get that first product out, or test that first product, or get the first campaign out, get the first ad campaign, get the first test done, get your first sales funnel built, get your first website built, get your first blog post, get your content done on a daily basis. All that stuff needs to be done, and you need to be able to flip a switch and go from that big visionary thinking to actually doing the work, right? And eventually, like I say, you can build a team. You can start to add people that are maybe stronger in those areas. They can do things more efficiently. Their natural inclination is in those areas. That's great. But in the beginning, you got to do it all. And you got to do it for a period of time, whether that's, weeks, months, probably not years, but weeks or months, right? You've got to be able to commit to that. And so you can start scaling your team. You can bring people on to help fill in the gaps. Okay. So being able to master the big vision with the execution and the operational view. By the way, that's incredibly important, even if you start to build a team. You need to be able to look at things from both perspectives, and having done it, having had your hands involved in both sides is incredibly important to managing a team and understanding how to set up systems, and how important it is on both sides to weigh the big vision piece with the daily execution. So it's a great thing for you to be able to know and learn, understand, to help scale your business. The third concept I'm going to talk about is impatience and patience. There's a place for both, right? You should be very impatient around the status quo, impatient around living the life the way you live it today, working for someone else, not liking the job or the business that you've built, not being satisfied with how you're serving a market. Those are all things you need to be impatient about. Impatient. Those are things that you need to not be satisfied with the status quo. You know, whether it's Bill Gates that was not satisfied with where, you know, the current state of phones were, or of iPods, of playback devices for music in the day. Do you think he wasn't impatient about that? That drives all the development of the initial iPod and the iPhone family? Absolutely not. He was incredibly impatient. But then you look at the opposite side, and you need to be patient about how you execute that, right? Because it takes years to build that up to a point where, and so many setbacks and so many steps in between where you don't necessarily see the immediate reward. And so you need to be impatient around your vision, your goals, your objectives, how you serve the market, your vision for your business, all that sort of thing. But then you need to be immensely patient around how you get there and the path to execution, and not expect. Here's the big problem: is so many people expect to take a step and then see immediate feedback. And if they don't, they give in, or at least they lessen their effort. And then they take step 2 and they don't see anything positive come back. In fact, they might see some negative stuff. So they give in, and they give even less. And by the time they hit the 3rd or 4th try, 95% of the people have given up. And there's your 95% number right there. Right? So you need to be able to persist and be patient about your path to execution. Understanding in your mind that you will get there. Having this vision that absolutely, whether it's on my 5th try, my 10th try, my 20th try, I'm going to get it. Right? Because you can't plug forward that much without getting feedback from your market that's going to help you succeed, that's going to tell you exactly what the right path is, and you will nail it. Right? For some people, it's on the 2nd or 3rd try. For some people, it's on the 10th. Some people, it's on the 15th. I've gone into markets where I've hit it with the 1st or 2nd product, right bang on. I've also gone into markets where I've had to do 5, 6 iterations of the product before I get it right, before I get the actual packaging right, before I get the pricing right, before I get the positioning right. And sometimes I have to pull out altogether and restart. But the thing is, I'm learning from every one of those steps. I'm understanding by the feedback of the market if there's 0 feedback, or maybe they come back with another suggestion, or they come back with something else they would like more, or they come back with, if, you know, I love what you did, but I'd like to see X, Y, and Z. Well, they're telling you what they want in the marketplace. Or I come out with an ad that just flops. I come out with another ad that gets a few hits, so I know I'm getting closer, and then I come out with an even better ad. It's all about testing, iteration, learning from feedback and setbacks in the market, learning from the challenges, and that's what's key. Okay, enough on patience, impatience and patience, but it's a critical foundation of succeeding in business, and most people do not get this. Okay, the 4th one, fundamental lack of understanding of how to operate a business. So many people end up online because they like maybe connecting with an audience. They start off as bloggers. They start to connect with people. That's very personally fulfilling for a lot of people who want to just connect and network. Other people look at someone else's success, and so they feel they can emulate it, so they start offering the same types of products, but then they don't see the same level of success, right? And then they give in. For other people, it's maybe an offline business, and they start to try and bring it online, but they don't understand the full implications of how to do that, because it often means changes to their fundamental business, not just taking their same messages they give offline and bringing them online. So for various reasons, people fail to grasp the fact that you're a business first, and then you're just merely using online to be able to reach your audience and deliver your products. Okay, we did another Facebook Live or another video series on this, and it really hit home for a lot of people, because there are tons of people that are chasing opportunities, tons of people that are chasing the dream of connecting with audiences when they really don't get it at the end of the day, when it's all about understanding the fundamentals of business. And fundamentals of business are finding markets, testing those markets, understanding what people want to buy, understanding demand patterns, and then building products, understanding how to build a product strategy, understanding how to build out that strategy into multiple products, into a full suite. understanding how to do product messaging, understanding how to reach given markets, understanding how to test different markets, understanding how to get maximum ROI, return on investment, for your advertising, understanding how to test properly, understanding how to improve, and understanding the psychology of a sales funnel, understanding how to bring someone in as a lead and carry them through into a successful sale. All of that is fundamental business knowledge, and I would say more than 95%, and this is where, you know, I see it constantly, is the failure rate's more like 99% when people are coming into us, and it's because they lack this fundamental business knowledge. They don't even know what market they're serving in most cases, or they haven't got a clear picture. They're trying to serve either way too many people, or they just haven't defined it at all, or they're trying to go too narrow. And then second, they don't understand, you know, what is a product strategy. I mean, they're just offering someone else's affiliate product to try and experiment with the market. You know, going back to the first point, they're not committed yet to the execution of their business. And markets get that. They understand when somebody's not committed to the execution of their business. They want to go with somebody that's all in, especially when you're selling, say, digital courses and digital products and expertise and coaching and all these sorts of things. People are looking to be they're looking for hope, and they're looking for inspiration, and they're only going to find that from someone who is all in, right, and can show the results as they go and can demonstrate that they are all in. That's the type of people they want to follow. It's the type of people that they want to champion and will get behind in terms of buying multiple products over time. They will stick with you if they understand that you are 110% committed to that market. Okay, so that's a lot of information, but those 4 keys, I will go back and watch this and write this down, because these 4 keys will make a huge, huge difference in any business, offline or online, but especially for online business. For those of you who are trying to start online businesses, will make an immense difference in how successful you get with this. Okay, how successful you are in transitioning that vision or that desire, that sort of lifestyle vision that you have inside your head into something real, and something that can be fulfilling, something that you can work in, that you're proud of, something that you can hand down to your kids, something that you can exit from in 5 to 10 years and not have to live on a shoestring budget, and not have to worry about where your next dollar is going to come from, and not having to worry about whether you're going to get laid off tomorrow, and you know, all of those things we struggle with in terms of jobs. You know, the critical piece is getting that vision of what lifestyle you would like to live, and that what your business would look like, into a reality. And you know, so what I'm going to suggest here, I'm going to leave a link down below. If you found this valuable, first of all, share it with someone else, because there's tons of people out there that are trying to solve this problem, that are in that 95 to 99% of people that are struggling to try and get a legitimate business set up. And you know, some of those people may have given up, most of them haven't, they're still trying. So give them this and let them run with it, because I know that it can change their life. You could be responsible for changing someone else's life by just sharing the stream. It's happened. I get people on my list all the time who were recommended by someone else to join or to watch some of our material, or to sign up to the course that I'm going to put the link to below. And I get these amazing testimonials on how it's changed their lives forever. You know, and sometimes I get it maybe 5 or 6 years after, and I find out that someone they've gotten out of debt. They've helped family members. They're living in a new place, a place of their dreams. Their health has improved tremendously because they're doing something they want to do, and of course their financial security is set. Right? Imagine being in that position. But I hear about it every single day. I get these kind of testimonials from the different pieces of content, courses, and lists that we have out there. So I'm going to put a link down below. It's going to be to a free video program that takes you through a little bit more detail and execution tactics, along with building out on the strategy.